Do you know that chewing gum is actually not banned in Singapore? Instead, something else is banned. Watch to the end, and you'd realize you've been wrong your entire life. Chewing gum, which is the act of chewing gum that cannot be digested, isn't illegal here in Singapore. You see, before 1992, we all used to chew gums. But the problem was that people were sticking their used chewing gum everywhere. In lifts, on cinema seats, on doors, and on bus seats. Back in 1983, the Foreign Affairs and Culture Minister had already brought up the issue, saying that HDB has to spend $150,000 every year to clean up used chewing gum. That's over $284,000 in today's dollars. So then authorities ordered mainstream media to stop showing chewing gum advertisements. Back then, school tuck shops have to stop selling chewing gum as well. But it was in the 1980s whereby long hair for men was also kind of banned, and everyone don't complain about anything. So there wasn't a big hoo-ha. It's not like the government forces everyone to stay home for weeks and you'd be jailed if you go out to eat in a restaurant, right? If really something that restrictive happened, what, COVID-19 lockdowns? However, the final straw came with the construction of the MRT Singapore subway system. You see, if you ever want to blame someone for the lack of chewing gum in Singapore, blame the MRT, because when the MRT was built, chewing gum became a bigger problem. So much so that eventually it was announced on the 30th of December, 1991, that sale of chewing gum will be banned from the 3rd of January, 1992. Now, can we really put the blame solely on MRT? Yes. The authorities did mention that the ban was primarily because chewing gum litter had disrupted the smooth running of the mass rapid transit trains. But here's the thing, the ban isn't chewing gum. Although somehow nowadays we always relate the words ban and chew together. Instead, it's a ban of selling chewing gum in Singapore. You see, the law is under the Regulation of Imports and Exports Act, Chapter 272A, Section 3, also known as the Regulation of Imports and Exports, Chewing Gum Regulations. Simply put, it's an offense to import chewing gum into Singapore. The exact sentence is, the importation into Singapore of any chewing gum is prohibited, except for certain gums. But technically speaking, it's an offense to import and to sell chewing gum in Singapore. This means, yes, you can chew gum in Singapore, but you cannot sell chewing gum. Of course, you might think I'm lying because I'm just a blue cat on the internet. Go Google chewing gum ban Singapore, and this would be the first result you see. Yes, on Singapore sites, it clearly shows that it's a ban on the sale of chewing gum, but if you scroll down, you'd see international media saying it's the ban of chewing gum, leading to one of the most popular misconceptions in Singapore. So yes, you won't be caned if you chew gum in Singapore, but you would if you vandalize the city. In the meantime, if you think you've learned something, consider subscribing to this channel, and also watch this video to be slightly smarter.